Likutei Halachos, Nefilas Apaim Halacha Vav. So as we said, this particular halacha is predicated is based on the Torah of Ayasel Oila, the famous Torah base of Likutei Chelek Beis. This is a fundamental Torah that lays down the tenet that even when a person has been driven back from Avodas Hashem to a great degree through his bad deeds, in other words, he's got nobody else to blame except himself, at least he thinks that way, and he's still looking for a way, for an advice, for any kind of way to get closer to Kodesh Baruch Hu, then he turns that supposed defeat and collapse to the highest ascent possible. So we said this is, and I also said that this is the Yeriyah Tachlis Aliyah, that the greatest failure can be turned into the greatest achievement is not just for those who actually fell, into Averis and stuff like that. But even the big tzaddikim, they all have to fall down. He says, in fact, they let themselves be dropped down. Lefi inyanam, to these places, in order to elevate the neshamas. He says there's a whole inyan about the neshamas that fell. This is and Rav Nosson says that there are many different aspects to neshamas hamesim. The way that that they fail. First of all, to the neshamas that fall down. First of all, this is the neshamas hamesim, the people that died, and for many years, sometimes for centuries, sometimes for millenniums, they don't have a tikkun. And like the Maises say about the Baal Shem Tov, and especially what we heard from the Rebbe's holy mouth. But the main thing that they're working on is to elevate the neshamas of those who are still living. That's the main mechina. When they're going down there, as you said very well about this the Maisa from the turkey, the going under the table with the prince, and they put Hirut Tshuva by us. It says, but since those who fall, which are still alive and they still have the power of choice, it's extremely difficult to help them. But still, with the koach of the tzaddikim, they have a lot that are there are many people that are able to awaken themselves and strengthen themselves, just even a little bit, and they start looking for Kodesh Baruch Hu. And with this, they elevate even those that are extremely low madrega. And it's all with the koyach and the koyach of the Torah and the eitzes and the hints and the kedusha that has no end. And it says, "V'chol zeh sif gimel." Says, and all this is the secret, the mystery behind the Nefilas Apaim. That when we drop ourselves into those places, the low places, in order to elevate the sparks of holiness, which is the neshamas of the living and of the dead that fell into the nether region, the lower region, this is Yeriyah Tachlis Aliyah. That's why we fall on our faces. Falling on our faces is where the taking away and the covering of the bechina of panim. We always say that the bechina of panim represents the Ratzon Hashem, Ashgochas Hashem, the Kedusha, the feeling of the closeness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the closeness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, feeling or not, it's all about Gilui Panim. Yair Hashem Panav Alecha V'Yichoneka, Hashem will shine His face to you. And this is Pasach HaShavua, Ba'aloscha, it's a Neiros Yair P'nei Menorah, it's always the Indian of Panim. Panim is, the revelation of the Kedusha of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Nefilas Apaim is when you cover the face. Cover the face is the opposite. This is when you cover up the Panim. You're covering up the Chochmah. This is the wisdom of a person that make his face shine. That's the main chiyus, because we say the Chochmah, the Chaya. It is the wisdom of a person that really gives him chayas. In all the Ma'amoros, there's Chochmah. In every single Mama, we said there are 10 Ma'amoros, in every single Mama there's a Chochmah. And with every Mama that the world was created. In other words, we learned in the Torah, to your base, that the covenant is the reason behind the Mama, behind the saying, with which HaKadosh Baruch Hu created that part of creation. There are 10 sayings. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, let there be light, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, let there be heaven and earth, and then HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, let there be trees, and let there be v'chula, v'chula, v'chula. Every Maimar, the HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the reason why the world was created altogether is to reveal the Kavod of Hashem. The revealing of the Kavod of Hashem, the purpose is for us to be able to receive it, for us to be able to get in touch with Him. And so the Kavod of Hashem is the reason behind creation. It's the reason behind the Ma'amaris, the reason behind the sayings. The sayings are the way HaKadosh Baruch Hu created. The Kavod is the reason why He created. So the Rebbe explains over there that every Maimah has its own specific Kavod that saying came to reveal, came to express. And now the Rebbe talks about you gotta sit down, man. You're blocking the sun.
Sorry.
You're blocking the sun, man. Look at it, it looks nice. I know. Anyhow, so in the Torah we mentioned that the kavod is the root, the reason behind the Maimah. Now the Rebbe is saying that the Maimah is the way that the Kadosh Baruch Hu actually did the creation. Now he's going into the Maimah itself. Technically, the Maimah has its own inner mechanism, kaviyachol, with which that reality was created. It has 10 spheres. It has the spheres of Chochmah. Spheres of Chochmah is kulam b'chokhmah asiso. The Chochmah is with the Chochmah. The Chochmah was the tool with which everything was done. That is the basic premise is the Chochmah, and the Bina is the logical system upon which the Chochmah is crafted in order to produce whatever it is that we want to produce. It's b'chlal a klal, without getting too deeply into this, the Chochmah, when you're saying something and you're saying, listen, if Hillary Clinton will be voted president, it'll be good. Or if you're saying if Donald Trump will be voted president, it'll be good. Okay, that saying can be wise or not, but it's predicated on the basic assumption of what do you think reality is, and what is the proper response to what is going on. Okay, that svara, that hashkafa, that point of view is subjective. That's your opinion. Okay, there's no proof that this will work or this will work, but you take it as on faith, as an assumption that either your assumption is that you're supposed to keep on, treating reality, the politics of this world, the way we always have, and whatever it is, which then leads you to thinking, something, Hillary Clinton should be president, all right? Or you think that your belief is that it takes a whole new approach, and liberties are really the thing that allow terror to flourish. So you have no choice except to curb them. So therefore you think, Donald Trump is it's based, first of all, it's based on an assumption. That assumption is the Chochmah. Okay? Now, figuring out which one will be, what is the right approach in order, that will bring about, brings you to the decision, I'll vote for this one, I'll vote for that one. That logical system that checks about what the basic assumption is and works it out into an actionable plan of action, that's the Bina. Okay? But everything is based on the Chochmah. It's all based on the Chochmah. Kulam b'Chochmah sis. It's all based, everything is done with the Chochmah. Ki b'kol ma'amaros yesh Chochmah. V'chol ma'ama v'ma'ama shebem nivra ha'olam. Ki kulam b'Chochmah sis. Every single ma'ama has a Chochmah in it. That's inside the ma'amar itself. Beyond the ma'amar, there's the cover that caused the ma'amar to exist altogether. But within the ma'amar itself, there's the Chochmah. This is the main revelation of the cover. Which is the reason behind the ma'amar. It says over there, Kovad chachomim in the cholah. It says, a covered, the wise who shall inherit the covered. It says in another place, a covered is Pchinas Chochmah. Yeah, but the Mamar Sosum, but when we're dealing with the concealed Mamar, with the totally closed off Mamar, the Mamar Sosum, the first one, the one that feeds, the nether regions. I saw this glazed look on your face when I said nether regions before, like, what? That's the region behind the rock, the creepy crawly, that's the twilight, where the creepy comes, the monsters, they come out of the shadows, this is it. But this is what it means, okay? So he says that, and the Mama Sasam, that is the source of energy of life, that gives chayus to the Mama Sasam. Shu b'chinas ay, b'china b'reshis, b'chinas chochma. Shama chochma, in other words, b'chinas ay, b'chinas b'reshis. This is what we learned in the Torah. The very same way that we learn in the Torah that the Mamar itself is concealed, and the covet of that mamas is doubly concealed. Now he's saying everything about this mama is concealed, including the chokhmah. Everything has to be concealed. Shama chokhmah b'chinas ponim be'elam ve'ester godol. Ki shama b'chinas tachlis adir shalom yeda. That's why he's saying Nefilas Apaim is when you drop on your arm, and you hide your face. There's a storas panim. The panim are the revelation of the chokhmah. With this, you're going to the Mama Sasam. Mama Sasam, everything about it is unknown. The covet is unknown, the Mama is unknown, the Chokhmah is unknown. So we're getting up there, you get into the covet by searching for Ayah, and you're getting hold of the Chokhmah, which gives the Chayas, which is this, by covering your face. This is Kisui Panim, because the Panim are the Chokhmah. Chokhmah is Adam Torah Panav, we learn Torah Aleph. A Chokhmah Techayah, the Chokhmah is the vitality of everything. But here we're dealing, as we said, we're dealing with, the illegal route of smuggling the chiyus to the region of the Klippas. So over here, there has to be Nefilas Apaim, you're covering this. Nefilas Apaim. There's the mystery, that is the secret of Nefilas Apaim. B'chinas ve'iplo pneim. Aaron and Moshe, when Am Yisrael went and blamed Moshe and Aaron, says, after Korach v'Adosai, after the entire chutzpah of everything going on, Am Yisrael is coming and he says, you killed Am Hashem. Comes to Moshe and Aaron and says, you're the one to blame. Everything is because of the occupation. Everything is the occupation. ISIS is killing other Muslims, it's because of occupation.
Of course.
Everything. So after Korach v'Adosa, everything, those Moavsim, they come and Moshe around, it is your fault that Am Hashem is. So what did Moshe around do? They fell on their face. בבחינת והפלונו הפניהם שהצדיקים מפילים עצמם וחסים מעלימים ומסלקים פניהם של חוכמתם. The tzaddikim let themselves fall down and they cover and they כביכול obliterate, they hide their face, which is their chokhmah. And they mamash let themselves drop the bechina sitra demaisa, the sight, the dominion of death. This is those filthy places. That's the place where you don't see the Kodesh Baruch Hu. The Kodesh Baruch Hu is the Chokhmah, that's the Panim. Over there, you don't see it. But they are looking for the Kavod of Hashem. They are looking for Ayin Mekom Kavod in those places as well. And that enables them to elevate themselves and to ascend at the highest degree possible. And not only that, they are able to elevate the sparks of neshamas and the nefoshes from the very depth of the kelipot. Ki olu b'chinas ayah bereshis, yishoras kedusha. You go to bechina of ayah, which is bereshis. That's the root of kedusha. It's the root of all the 10 sayings. It's the root of all the Torah. That there's included in the 10 commandments. This is the completion and the gemar of the yichud of the entire tefillah. If you notice that particular episode in the desert, where there was the golden calf. There was the golden calf, and then Korach comes, and the 250, judges, supreme judges come, all their sheshivas, everybody comes to Moshe and says, "Yo, what's the deal with you people? Who made you kings? Everybody's holy. What makes you so special? So Moshe says, no problem. He comes, he knows that Kadosh Baruch Hu chose him. He said, listen, tomorrow Kadosh Baruch Hu is going to let everybody know exactly who it is that he's chosen. And he tells all the 250 in a Korach and all the 250, he says, listen, you want to go in a Gdoilo? No problem. And let all of you bring the offering trays with the Ketores, to the Mishkan. Everybody bring Ketores. That's the highest avodah. You and Aaron, everybody says, and Hashem will show who he chooses. And then he tells Am Yisrael as follows, being that the belief in Moshe is critical. Moshe Rabbeinu is not just believing that Moshe tells the truth. That's not just that. We have to believe in Moshe himself, in the tzaddik himself. So Moshe Rabbeinu throws down the gauntlet and he says, that's it. This is the proof. Okay? If HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to create a brand new creation and the earth will open up its mouth and swallow all of you, if Hashem doesn't do that, I'm telling you right now, Hashem did not send me. Everything I said, it's on my own, you're free to go. Okay? No more Mr. Nice Guy. No games. Why? Because the future of humanity depends on this. In belief in Moshe. Although you can say, no problem. Every president, you have 2 terms. You did your time, go home, open up a library and let somebody else carry it. No, the point is that no, it's Dafka Moshe. It has to be Moshe. Sure enough, they bring the Ketores, and immediately, fire comes out and consumes all the 250 and Korach, and the ground opens up and swallows Korach and his Ados, in other words, they were burning and falling down into the earth. And so we established, we know for sure what's what. I mean, it's but what do you think it means? We know exactly what it means. Come the people of Am Yisrael, Jews being Jews, come and say, you're the one who killed everybody. It's all your fault. I'm not exactly sure what the logic over here is. Maybe you should have chosen a lighter, maybe, if Taka, I'm the one Hashem chose, maybe you should get a skin rash, or maybe you shouldn't have been so, I don't know. But whatever it is, Amazon actually had the temerity, had the chutzpah of coming to Moshe Rabbeinu and says, you killed the people of God. So Moshe Rabbeinu and Aaron fall down on their face. I mean, after such, a tour de force, after such display, unambiguous display of Ratzon Hashem, you still have the chutzpah to come and say something like this. I mean, and what happens? Moshe tells Aaron, quick, the plague has started. The punishment for this chutzpah has started. And this time it's a lot more severe than just 250 people. This time it was 24,000 people. Moshe Rabbeinu tells Aaron quickly, take the machta, take the ketores, the tray of the summon. English. The summon, ketores, incense. The incense. Take the tray of the incense and quickly go and atone for the people because the death has started. Where did he get that secret? We didn't see that. We never heard HaKadosh Baruch Hu telling him, revealing to him that ketores can stop the death. That's a new trick. Where did he hear about it? The answer is Malach HaMavos gave it to him. When he went to the Shemaim, he says, Alita l'marom shavisa shevi. He went up to the heavens, and you have acquired acquired loot. You captured loot. Plunder, shalal. You got to learn English, man. I'm sorry. This is that.
It's deep stuff, man.
Loot is very simple. Looting and when an army comes, and they take everything looting. Okay, so let's loot. You came to the Shemaim, and you took loot. What did he take? He says the Malachim gave him gifts. The Malachim gave him gifts. Every Malach gave him gifts. Even Malach HaMavos gave him gift. What is the gift of Malach HaMavos? Malach HaMavos gave him the gift of knowledge that the ketores can stop a plague, can stop dying from plague. And when does he find it out? When he goes to the Shamayim. But when it actually comes to fruition in order to stop this? In the Nefilas Apaim, when it falls down, when Am Yisrael is doing the worst of chutzpah of them all, he turns to Aaron and says, take the machta quickly with the ketores and save them. It is through the Nefilas Apaim then you can save, you can be mal in the nefashos, and some nefashos cannot be saved. They have to die. That's the tikkun. But the rest of them can be saved. It is through the machta. That's the start of the Nefilas Apaim. Zat Hashem will continue. Well, it'll be on Sunday, right? Tomorrow is Likutei.